Well, hey everybody. My name is Mel and I'm here to show you today my favorite things for 2021. So let's get at it. So the first thing I want to share with y'all is a pair of synthesizers by Korg. I really particularly like them. They're called essentially the Volca series. And what makes them awesome is the fact that they are just an all-in-one synthesizer. You don't need something like a DAW, a digital audio workstation on your laptop. You can essentially just make music like off the bat and just kind of have fun with them. And so the ones that I have available to show you guys is the Volca Mix, which is a mixer that you can essentially attach all these other synthesizers to. This is the Volca Bass, which can make some pretty fun bass lines. This is the Volca Drums, which you can make beats with and then also modulate and kind of warp the sounds to make them kind of wacky and wild. And then there's also the Volca Keys, which is like a really fun little standard, but also not standard key synthesizer. And so the motivation behind having one of these is the fact that I just really wanted to make music on mobile. And I just would look into a lot of these sort of like, I would go into Logic, which is like a particular type of DAW, and I would have a hard time feeling creative because there's just like so many noises, so many patches you can make, so many samples, so many things, you know? But this, it's like, you can just sort of pick up one unit if you wanted to. Make a beat, comprise it, create a whole sequence. These are all have 16 sequencers, so you can actually program the beat if you wanted to, and then just sort of have it play. If you wanted to sync them, you can essentially patch them all together and then create like a little fun sort of sequence. You can control the tempos, make it faster if you wanted to, make it slower. It's kind of fun. And there's a lot of modulation you can do with them. Yeah. It's hard to talk about each one has so much to it that it's quite hard to like go into the nitty-gritties, but at the very least I hope to show a sequence of what you can possibly do with them. Again, they're just like a boatload of fun. I love having this, like taking this on a trip, taking it out, putting on headphones, and I literally just have a whole music jam sesh to myself. All right, second thing I want to share with y'all is this really awesome camera. It's kind of an older camera, but I do fancy it quite a bit. This is the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 2.5K. They have all these fancy models now. They have the 4K, they have the 6K, they have all kinds of Ks. But this is like one of the OG cinema cameras that Blackmagic had first released. And so I have a lot of sentimental value for this particular camera. I actually got it on Craigslist. This guy essentially was like, I have this old camera, I'm not really using it. I super glued the lens cap holder onto it. It's completely broken. It's only like 200 bucks. Like, do you want it? And I was like, yes. And so it was like this huge journey with like bribing one of my friends to essentially take us all the way out to like a boonier part of the East Bay to pick this up and get In-N-Out burgers. It's fantastic. I got it to I repaired the LCD screen. I repaired basically all the things. It looked like it took a huge tumble. And so now it has become the camera that I like to shoot with. What they're known for is honestly the cinematic touch that they have. They have a very wide range in terms of like dynamic color. And so a lot of folks like it because it gives that sort of movie look to them. And from my exposure to this and like some of the higher end cameras, I will say that it has a very big soft spot for me for that reason alone. And it's pretty cool. I wouldn't call it the most like portable, but it is, yeah, if you're willing to have it a sit down and play around with it, it's a good time. Quite enjoy it. All right, then going on to the next thing. I just wanted to promote this really awesome game called World of Horror. This essentially was made by an independent developer named Panzat, and it's been in like this sort of like early release limbo for a bit, but he recently just tweeted about having a major update with some really cool stuff. So I figured, why the hell not? I'm kind of obsessed with this game. Why not promote it? So this is a really fun, almost like roguelike, but then also, I don't know how else to call it. Like, yeah, it's like solving mysteries and puzzles in this almost like really retro aesthetic. It's a 1-bit style, but you can also do 2-bit, which is what I have currently in. And basically the gist of it is like, if you like Junji Ito, like mangas, and you like Lovecraftian horror, this is like a really great game for that reason alone. So you're essentially just traveling in, solving mysteries to then prevent the impending doom of an old god. And so you go through these different morbid mystery events, which in total is about 5 right now currently. And you essentially just traverse around hoping to not horribly die in the event or go crazy or just like, you know, I guess live a life in Lovecraft life, which is in sheer terror and nightmarish land. So you go in and you're like, all right, I'm going to just investigate things. And you have like these events that occur and you have choices. Sometimes you also get into combat, but not necessarily, you don't necessarily want to treat it like an actual adventure game where you think you can kill everything. You really can't. It's a doom and gloom kind of world. And based on how good your dice rolls are, you either come closer and closer to solving the mysteries and then also preventing the doom clock that is impedingly trajectorying down into your hometown, or you go crazy or you horribly die or that kind of fun stuff. So it's quite great. I like it. It's a bit of a grinder. Oh, looks like I failed and I lost some, yeah. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to promote it. I also made a really quick model in Blender to basically showcase like one of the cool like prop pieces you can have. This is a cult mask that they have. There's like cult worshippers inside this game. There's a lot of really fun, just like if you're really into Junji Ito and you've really like looked at a lot of his monsters and stuff, there's a lot of like homages to it. There's also some really just fun like Lovecraftian lore in there too. Overall, I think it's like quite a fantastic game. Yeah, highly recommend it. So the last thing I want to showcase is what I'm wearing. So this carried me through COVID for the most part. This is a flight suit called the CWU-1P. It's designed for the U.S. Air Force, and essentially it's from like around the 60s or so, 60-ish, going towards 70s, I guess. Often you'll find it on eBay where it's like Vietnam War era-esque flight suit, orange. You'll find it. It's fantastic. This is the winter edition, which means it has actually like wool and a bit of nylon in it. So it was fairly warm. It's fairly warm. What I like the most about it is, frankly, I mean, besides, I guess, it looking really cool, is like the pockets. There's so many pockets in this thing. I don't know if I can really showcase this, but I'm going to try anyway. What's kind of cool is this, I think, originally was for knives to cut when you are like flying your plane, you crash and you come out and the parachute's fallen. You want to break yourself free. They usually had this like tied in, but some people also lovingly call it like the beef jerky compartment, because you can also fit beef jerky in here if you wanted to. It's kind of fun. Yeah, I got this in COVID because I got bored. I was tired of being indoors in a cave, and I thought, you know what would spark up my life is being bored in a cave in a jumpsuit every day. And it actually did help a bit. So it's magical. It's wonderful. It's also waterproof. It also has a hood here. Well, I guess waterproof is a strong statement. It's water resistant. But it does have a really nice rain hood. So I actually do take this out during incredible rainy days on my bike, just to try to pull it through. Keeps me nice and snug, warm. All right, and I think that's it. Thank you so much for letting me share a bunch of my weird stuff again. I hope you guys have a great holiday, and I hope to see you all soon.